All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Saturday. Let's go. What do we got Saturday today? Can you guys believe it? It's already fucking Saturday. It seems like I just turned around and it was Saturday last Saturday. Wasn't it just last Saturday? Fucking A, let's fucking go. Well, we got the guy all the way from South London. We got South London James in the house today. What's going on, James? How you doing, bro? Is it, how's the weather where you're at? Is it cold? Is it warm? Talk to me. I need to know, God damn it.
It's beautiful. It's balmy. Love is in the air. We were just talking about it. Love, it's shiny and new.
Shiny.
Come aboard. We're expecting you.
Yeah.
On the
love boat, baby. On the love boat. We got some exciting, news to talk about here in a minute. We're going to talk about it. I see we got FOMO in the chat. She's going to be a part of it, people. So we're going to have a good time. But before we do that, James, how you doing, man? How's the weather? How you feeling?
I feel great, man. It's like I'm looking forward to tomorrow because Sunday, no football, but we got the World Cup coming around the corner, so I'm chuffed about that. But I just want to get some sleep.
Yeah.
Drink a nice cup of tea.
Yeah.
Have a roast dinner tomorrow. I am so shattered.
Yeah.
I'm shattered.
Dude, I'm into it. Let's fucking go, man. I'm just going.
Are you tired? I'm tired.
I know.
I am like.
I was running a little bit late today. I just woke up, bro. And so I'm
man, I am like mentally and physically exhausted. I wake up and I look in the mirror and I say to myself, how is it that you're so exhausted and drained and yet you're still so handsome?
Yeah.
And someone said yesterday, they were putting hearts in the chat every time you come on screen. And I was like, well, I don't blame them. It's probably a gay man. Or my mother.
Yeah, or your
but you
mother,
know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm glad that they appreciate.
It's never the hot women that you're like hoping, say something, you get a little note, you get all excited, maybe a little DM or something, you go and you check and it's a guy named Larry. You're like,
I know one person it definitely isn't, and that's Katie Did, mate. I don't think she's a fan of the old James Domenic.
Oh no, she loves you, James. What are you talking about, bro? Everybody's entitled to have their own opinions. She's not like that. She's solid. She's a good people.
We'll
She's
have to
good
we'll have to
people.
get her on the old. We'll have to watch. We'll have to keep an eye on her. I've got a lot of female fans out there that are waiting to tear her apart
I
because she
doubt it.
didn't acknowledge.
No, I
She
don't.
didn't acknowledge my presence.
Well,
And I'm
I
like,
don't doubt
I'm
that
not
you don't
worried
have
about
a
it,
lot of female
ladies. You know
fans.
what I mean?
Yeah.
There's never a woman that can't fall for the grab 'em charm.
Oh yeah. The grab and charm is renowned all over England, bro, and in some parts of Africa as well.
I'm gonna bottle it up and sell it to Presby so he can put it on his neck and behind his ears.
There you go.
And then he can smell like a champ.
There you go. Yeah. Fantastic, bro. I like that. Yeah, it took me a couple of minutes, but I finally figured out how to dual stream to X as well. So James, we're dual streaming to X. Let people know. I like streaming to X because that's how I figure out some people are streaming. Like we get Professor Grass or whatever. Shout out to Grass. He's streaming that video game last night.
Mersh does it, doesn't he? Dr. Till, Sulk.
Yeah. So it helps people know. So let's fucking go. And also we got that kick account. Maybe we'll start try streaming. Streaming to all those places. I know everybody wants me to join Rumble, but we'll see. We go where the
I don't know. Rumble was a bit iffy last night for poor old Mersh, wasn't it? It was a bit. I did the old. I did a joke with Kelly Cat. I did the old like in out joke, from A Clockwork Orange. It was a bit in out, and then I did the sexual reference of in out, and she doesn't know because she's never watched The Clockwork Orange. I was like, how have you never seen that film?
Yeah. There's a lot of people who never really seen a lot of Kubrick stuff. So 100%, I can understand that, but. Bro, what about what was happening with Mersh last night? Do you think Ice Dancer got a hold of his, his credentials, his passwords, and all that, and gave it to Ralph so Ralph could fuck with him, or what do you think's going on?
Mate, I'm hanging out with John Teeter, the king of conspiracy theorists, who's gone on the missing list. He's having a tough time at the moment. I want to send him all the best, him and his family. And it's like, I'm beginning to believe anything now. Like you sent me over that photo, that thing with Kanye West and Sophie Rain. And I was like, I don't think that's Kanye West, but is it Kanye West? Yeah. He could just be a random black guy. Yeah. Everyone in the comments was saying it wasn't him, and I'm like, I don't believe anything anymore. If you were to tell me that this is me and I'm on the stream right now, I don't think I believe you. It's like some kind of doppelganger or AI shit or something.
James, I'm pretty sure it's you on the stream right now, bro. We talked.
Oh, thank God for that. You know what I mean? I was worried then.
Yeah, that's gonna put you at ease a little bit because I'm 100%,
I feel better now.
maybe 80% confident. You still could be some kind of Indian guy that's been scamming me this whole time with a good AI overlay. Is that possible?
I'd be like, ladies, send me bits and bobs, ladies. Send me bits and bobs. Vagine.
Give me the bobs. Send me the bobs. Let me jump into the chat real quick and say, hey, what's up to everybody? Happy Saturday, people. We got Forrest Mommy in the chat. Let's fucking go. Give her a nice round of applause. Give that round of applause. Let's go, people. We got Seashell SoCal. Shout out to you, Pat. Good to see you as always. Kelly Cat, what's going on, Kelly Cat? Good to see you. Happy Kentucky sister over there. We got Hillbilly Harry. He says, what's going on, everybody? Shout out to Hillbilly Harry. We got, who else we got? We got Sanctioned Buffoonery. He says, let's fucking go. Sanctioned Buffoonery. I agree with you. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Who else we got? King Yeti. He says, he slept like a fucking stump, bro. Well, that's good. Is that good sleep? I think that's probably good sleep. I hope that's good sleep. Let's fucking go. Paul Ogg says he's in the chat. He says, hey, that's D-Wag up there, not James. That's D-Wag with an AI overlay.
I reached out to D-Wag. I said, are you coming on, pal? Come on. You're coming on, aren't you? And he's ghosted me. I don't think he loves me anymore.
No, he loves you. Know what I mean? D-Wag's just, he's got to get his own affairs in order. He's just taking a sabbatical. Yeah. He'll be back.
I miss him. Yeah. I've got that Stockholm syndrome where I miss people abusing me on stream all the time. I miss my abuser.
Yeah. No doubt about that. No, D-Wag's working on animations. He's got a whole setup. He's getting going. He'll be back. Yeah. We'll turn around one day, and he's going to
be big in Japan. I know it. He's going to be big in Japan.
Yeah, D-Wag's already huge in Japan, bro. D-Wag's huge in Japan. We just didn't know that. So shout out to D-Wag on that. That's hilarious. And we got everybody. What's up? Hope you're having James, are you drinking another vodka cranberry over there?
Vodka lemonade and blackcurrant. Yeah, it's kind of like my go-to thing now. I've also got I brought back. Look what's come back.
Yeah. Oh, you got the suckers back. Nice.
I got the lollipops back, so I'm going proper old school.
No, it's funny because
The
I
shades, the
always
look.
forget that it's like 6 o'clock in the evening over there right now. And I'm
God,
like,
don't tell them that I'm an early drinker. They'll think I'm an alcoholic.
yeah,
Fuck me,
I was like,
man.
oh man, it's like 11:20 here. You already popping the 4 shots of vodka. I was like, oh well,
I was
it is
listening to the big
Saturday.
drug guys yesterday talk about their drug experiences, and I'm like, what was your like drinking? I was hoping they'd say, what's your drinking experience like, James? Yeah, face down in a toilet being sick. You know what I'm saying? That's my fucking
Yeah, yeah,
drinking experience. I didn't see no throne of God or no Ark of the Covenant. I just saw like fucking puking shit in a toilet bowl. You know
yeah.
what I'm
No
saying?
facts, bro. King Yeti says black currant is an amazing note with the colognes. Yeah, I agree with that. Black currant's fantastic, and
Yeah.
apparently it's great in the drinks too, James. Well, James, what is your worst or your best drinking experience, or when you saw the throne of God? What happened? Do you remember it?
I don't know. I think it was a time that I was just in a time of my life where I was just like wasn't concentrating at work. It was just a job, and I was trying to get through it best I could throughout the day. And the only thing that was keeping me on an even kill was going out in the evening with the lads and getting drunk. And it got to the point where I was drinking so heavily, not an alcoholic, but I was drinking so heavily that I wasn't getting a buzz of just drinking beer. So I went and got some Tanqueray. I just got a bottle of Tanqueray, right? And I was going over to my mate's house. I think it was Haynes at the time. I went over to Haynes's house, and we was like, "Oh, we're gonna do the drinking." Because we were a bit skint, so we're gonna do the drinking inside before we go outside. And I just fucking like took the bottle and like half and halved it. So I poured half of the bottle out, whacked the lemonade in, and then put the lemonade in the other half of the bottle. And within like fucking 2, 3 hours, I'd done the whole fucking bottle. So by the time we got out, I was completely legless. We got into Eastbourne, and I couldn't even make it to a pub or a bar, let alone a club. So what happened was my friends fucking they put me in a fucking taxi, and I went all the way back home. But the problem was my fucking car was still in Eastbourne. So how was I going to get my car the next fucking day? So I'm like, and I was just like, you know where you have your shoes? Because I was
Yeah.
wearing shoes. I just came from work, so I was wearing shoes.
Oh, of course
I
you're wearing
completely,
shoes.
bro-
You're not Indian. Let's go.
yeah, a completely nice pair of loafers. I completely broke the backs of them. My whole fucking like, I was sick all over myself. Fucking taxi. You know, if you're sick in a taxi, it's instantly 50 quid.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, if
yeah,
you're
yeah.
sick,
And you
it's
mean like
instantly
throw
50
up in a
quid.
taxi?
Couldn't get into the door. Trying to fucking get in the door. Eventually get in the door.
Yeah.
Don't make it to the bed. My head's spinning, and I woke up with my face down the toilet, and it was just full of fucking sick.
Oh,
And it was
wow.
like drink it. The funny thing is, alcohol stories are never glamorous.
No, they're
You know what I
terrible.
mean. Getting drunk is never glamorous.
Yeah.
It's never a great story. The drug stories are always the glamour stories.
Yeah.
You
d-
see,
Yeah.
you see fucking Eden and paradise. The
Yeah.
only thing you ever see when you're really drunk is your face down in.
Ah,
You're
yeah.
either in bed with a really ugly bird or your face down in the toilet.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple really bad alcohol stories. We got Hillbilly Harry in the chat. He says what that guy that they've been trying to help, apparently he got injured, is doing a little bit better. I forget what his name
Yeah, I
is
saw
here.
that. There's a little bit of movement.
A little
So
bit moving
congrats,
this,
man.
yeah, so that's fucking amazing. We'd love to hear it. Shout out to Hobo Chili Recipe. Good to see you, bro, in the chat. No, James,
No,
I have a
nice one.
couple of really a couple bad experiences. One really bad experience was this, and it was bad because, bro, I went on I've always been friends with a whole bunch of women, blah blah blah, and they've always taken me to parties, right? All kinds of parties that I want to go to. It was great. This one time they took me. I went to this. Got invited to go with a bunch of ladies to this rooftop bar that was all private, rented out by, I don't know who it was. And it was for the New Year's, right? And so I was all excited about it. And I go, and I get there and I meet all the other people there, meet the guys who, set it all up and whatever. And I'm there, right? And one of the guys says, "Oh, Ray, what are you drinking?" And I said, "Oh, I'm drinking, let's do a double of tequila. Let's go." And so he's like, "All right, I'll go get you a drink." So he went and got me a double of tequila. We took the shot. I was chit chatting with the ladies. Everybody's all giggles. The next thing I know, I woke up the next morning in my house, and somebody had,
Oh my god, he didn't Mickey Finger, did he?
yep, somebody spiked my drink, bro.
Shit.
And then my neighbors told me that what had happened was because they saw what happened. I lived in an apartment complex, and they said that an Uber rolled out or pulled up to the apartment and had a gated community, and they rolled me out of the car, and then I just sat next to the gate on the ground. Well, some people called the police, and the police came, and then I told them I lived there, and then the police carried me up to my fucking apartment, and then they unlocked the door for me, and they put me on my couch, put me to sleep, and then closed the door and went out. And so I woke up, and I had no idea that any of that had happened. But
you had a right result there, didn't you? To be fair, you had a proper result.
yeah, that was a very close call for me, bro. And that was like, I was like, holy shit. Because at first I thought, wow, I don't remember drinking that much, because I rarely get blackout drunk. Like I used to drink like 12 or 13 shots of tequila, in an evening, I would be drunk, but I wouldn't be blackout drunk. I could still walk around and hit on girls and have a good time and stuff like that. But I had one double of tequila at this place. Then the next day I talked to the girls, and the girls were like, "Yeah, Ray, you had too much to drink." And I was like, "What are you guys talking about? I had one double." And they said, "Oh, well, you were a messy. That's the worst we've ever seen you." And I said, "Yeah, because they spiked my drink, bro." And they're like, "Oh, are you sure?" They did that like, "Oh my goodness, are you sure? I don't think that those guys would do that." I'm like, "Bro, they totally did that, man. One double? Get out of here, bro. That's fucking retarded." And so, I kind of like, stopped being friends with those girls, because I realized, they're not going to be loyal. They just want to go where the party is, James. You know what I'm saying? They're like, "Oh, Ray, he made it home okay." I could have been robbed. I could have been, I could have, as they say in Training Day, had my shit pushed in. Bro, who knows what could have happened? You know what I'm saying, James?
Good-looking men like us will always get taken advantage of. You know what I mean? There's a lot of gay guys out there that want to have our way. Want to have their way with us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there is a. I don't want to toot my own horn or anything like that. And James, I know you're the same way, but it's not really tooting your own horn. You just kind of got to learn how it is. If you're kind of attractive or whatever, I've always been in shape. I played baseball through college, surfed all over the place, always worked out. You meet people and they're all nice to you one-on-one. Then when you get around women, they change. Whether it's other women or other men, like they just change. And it's like so weird. And it's so strange. And you're like, it took me the longest time to figure this out and to understand what the hell was going on. Have you had that experience too, James, where you're up there, you're buddies with the guy, then you go to the party, you become the life of the party, and they're all like throwing fucking obstacles at you, sandbagging you, trying to shoot you down.
Yeah, because they don't want to see you get the girl that they want. It's it's a story as old as time, isn't it? Your competition. And it's the same thing with women.
Yeah.
Women, there's not a lot of good fellas out there. You know what I mean? They're competing in a highly competitive market. This is like the Premier League. This is like the fucking NFL. It's not the NBA because the NBA is dog shit. But it's like the elite of the elite. And you go out and you're all competing for the same women and all the same men. You know what I mean? It's it's a fight. You know what I'm saying? And the birds. I mean, from my perspective in this country, there isn't much quality. There's a lot of quantity. There's a hell of a lot of quantity. I mean, you can go home with any bird you like, all colours, all shapes, all sizes. But actual quality in this day and age, it doesn't exist. That's why I gravitate towards people that are quality. You know what I mean? Because I can see it in them. And it's even worse in online culture, whether it's men or women. Quality and loyalty and, bants and good chemistry, it's so thin on the ground. It's like as rare as hen's teeth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, we're seeing it all the time. Everyone's like changing loyalties, they're friends, and then they're enemies, then they're frenemies. I can never work, they're in, they're out, they're in this group, they're in that group, they're in favour, they're out of favour.
Yeah.
I don't know. Every day is like a mystery to me with these people. None of them have got any loyalty. And we go on about we went on this week, didn't we, about that Kevin Ravioli? I mean, he had an 18-year friendship that he threw down the toilet for a fucking skank.
I was like, who's Kevin Ravioli? I was like, that's great.
For a skank, right? They ain't even going to be there. And you threw an 18-year friendship, right, down the toilet for a bird that ain't even going to be there in 18 months. These people are nuts. I'm not throwing over a guy that I've got an 18-year friendship with for a
Yeah.
skank,
Yeah.
you know, for a brass, for a whore, who's continuing to work her way through internet chat rooms.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well, fuck that shit. You know, you think you're going to be any different to, say,
No, you're
Nick
not.
or Ralph or Mersh or Schizo Sean. Just
Yeah.
because your name's Kevin Tagliatelle doesn't mean you're going to be able to keep her any more than they are. You know what I'm saying?
Kevin Lasagna.
Yeah, spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And I think, this is another thing too that I learned really early. Let me check in the chat. We got CISO SoCal, Pat. She says many years ago she had a similar experience, but my guardian angel protected her as always. Yeah. King Yeti said he blacked out on gin twice back to back and quit drinking it for years. Yeah, bro, you gotta watch out. I did
Gin
that.
and milk is the shit, man. I love that. There's a song. I think it's like you. There's a song fucking like from the Libertines. Carl Barat. He went into a band called Dirty Pretty Things after he fell out with Pete Doherty because Pete Doherty kind of went off the res when he was knobbing Kate Moss. And he was like hanging out with Cocaine Kate. They were doing all kinds of drugs, and then he did this really good album. I think it was like Waterloo something.
Yeah.
And he did a really good song called Gin and Milk, where he just talks about getting like fucking absolutely battered in gin and milk. And then because I was younger and kind of obsessed with the Libertines, I just got on the gin and milks, and they are the shit, mate. They are fucking.
I'll have to try that. Yeah, I've never had gin and milk, but. No, you have to watch out, man. I used to know quite a few people in the Hollywood area, and they were all aware of the Starfuckers. And the Starfuckers are the women and men too. It can be men as well. That swing from star to star, from party to party, like basically like the groupies of old. And they would just go around and give it up, and then be in this camp and be in that camp. So you got to watch out for those people, very much. I
don't really like floating voters. You know what I mean? I like to know where I stand with someone. I like to know that they're my guys, they're my birds. You're with me. You're always going to be with me. That's what I kind of like. When people are kind of like, they're going to all the parties, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're going to this guy's party and that guy's party, and they're all like mingling all around, and they're like, what's that thing? They're like a social butterfly, aren't they? They're friends with everyone.
Yeah.
That means they're friends with no one. You know what I mean? It's like I like my loyal group.
Yeah, bro. I was just watching Casino. I don't know if you guys have seen Casino. I think I mentioned it the other day, and Sharon Stone stole the show. That's exactly who you talking about, right there. Sharon Stone's character in the Casino. She flits around from group to group, likes to take care of people, so to speak, but she's really just doing it to get the clout. She's chasing.
Yeah, she goes through three men, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She goes through. She has Nicky Santoro, doesn't she? She has Frank Lefty Rosenthal, and then she also had James Woods' pimp character.
Yeah.
And then when she dies, she's getting banged out by a group of bikers because she's got a load of coins and money.
Yeah.
And once they go through that, they give her a hot dose, don't they? And then they kill her.
Yeah, they give her a hot shot right there. But that's the way it is. Those kind of people, they're not interested in the relationship, and I think that's why I get so nervous around people like that, because I could see that. They just want to, use you for the clout. I don't know if that's what they're thinking cognitively, but that's what they're thinking emotionally. And so they kind of step on you. And nobody likes to be stepped on. And I've been stepped on plenty. I know you've probably been stepped on plenty. And I don't like stepping on other people either.
I usually ask the women to wear high heels before they step on me. You know what I mean? I kind of like, I kind of got that kink, put on the high heels. And then step on me.
Yeah, you gotta. No, you don't go for that kind of stuff. You don't like that whole domination.
No, I'm a straight up and down man.
Yeah, shout out to Draw Zombie in the chat. Good to see you, bro. But
that's what they do, didn't they? They see you. I think, like when you first started streaming, I think people saw the potential in you. Good-looking guy, charismatic, someone who's going to be on the up and up, aren't they? Mm-hmm. And it's like you're very guarded on who you have on the stream, because you have to be, don't you? Because you don't know who's going to turn up. Like I always say, I turn up on time every time. Do my bit. Sometimes it's better, sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's good, and we do our thing, don't we? And that's the thing. You see relationships through reliability. I'm always here. We're always going to do it. But once you start climbing that ladder, there's going to be more and more people that are going to enter into your life, aren't they? That didn't notice you before, because they're going to see that you're a comer on the rise.
Yeah, and that's what I've started to realize, especially on this online, experience, this journey that we're going on. King Yeti calls those kind of women Whopper Hoppers. That's a great name. Whopper Hopper. I like it. But you realize that it's not really the enemies who are dangerous, but it's your friends that then later turn on you. And so, as you're a friend with these people, you're giving them all this ammunition, right? Behind the scenes conversations, and they're going to say, "Oh, well, Ray Ray got a small dick," and all this kind of stuff or whatever. And then later they're going to come out when they decide to turn the tables on you and, go against you and like, give it up and then like run over to the latest enemy to grab that clout. And that's what really blows my mind. It's like I don't understand why people like that blow up the environment for a little bit of boost of clout in that instant. It's much better to retain the environment over a longer period of time. Keep that golden goose, laying those golden eggs. If even if you fell out with somebody, you don't go and burn that bridge because there's a chance later you guys might, mend that bridge and then you'll have that friendship. It'll be even stronger. You can't replace long-term friendships. That's why this whole I know you call him Scampoli the ravioli. He kind of fucked up when he did this. He threw away that 18-year friendship over Ice Dancer, and if they're not gonna, it's crazy. You just don't do that. And like you said, James, the woman is going to leave you the way that they came to you. If you stole her by cheating on her with another man, is she going to do the same to you? That's just how it is.
Yeah, but look who he burned down. Look who he burned down the friendship for, right? You could understand. You can't understand, but you could understand if he burned down the world for like someone who you will walk over broken glass for. If he did it for a proper rocket, a grade A, if he did it for someone like the women in our chat, if he did it for like fucking Forest Mummy or fucking Pat or Kelly Cat or Kerry, whoever in there, really good women, quality women.
Yeah.
But he did it for a fucking online brass. I can't understand that. There's nothing I see in that girl that will warrant me blowing up an 18-year relationship, an 18-year friendship.
No,
I just couldn't do it.
Well, you're 100% right. And, we were talking about this the other day is, how the starlets are different today than they used to be. Like the stars, the femme fatales used to be, of mythical proportion. You think about the older generations standout women compared to the starlets we have today. And like you think about maybe today, maybe one of the only ones we have might be Margot Robbie, right? She might have been able to be a bombshell in the '60s or whatever, and she has that look. Or
well, you're not fancying that Lizzo?
No. Or Zendaya even not even fancying her, bro. And you think about even more. You got I think Megan Fox might have been the last one in Transformers.
Sydney Sweeney, she's seen as someone, isn't she? That's like a siren. She's like she's a siren.
She's attractive, but she's not one of these like Grace Kelly or Audrey Hepburn type that's going to have this long lasting beauty impression of beauty and charisma and class. You're not going to see that. And you don't burn down a relationship, a friendship of 18 years for someone who's not even a Zendaya. You know what I'm saying when I say that, James? It's difficult. We got Hillbilly.
Yeah, it's like she went.
Hillbilly Harry in the chat says, "Turns out a lot of people don't have integrity." What are your thoughts?
No. Well, they don't, do they? I mean, online is weird. You know what I mean? Your friends are never truly your friends. They, like you said, eventually they become your enemies, and then they'll come round and they might be your frenemies again or your friends. It's like, but we talk, don't we? Off screen, we talk in DM chats, and they basically got the goods on you. If there's any type of like online grassing in them, a whiff of it, they're going to use it. Eventually, everything you talk about in private is going to come out in public. It is, because like most people can't keep their counsel.
Yeah.
That's very much an old school thing, the strong silent type. It doesn't really exist anymore. Everything comes out in the wash because it's all content.
Yeah.
And look who makes a living out of that, Ralph. He makes a living out of that.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's not really something I can do. I'm not very good at it. I'm not very good at wading in the mud. I'm not really getting down in the nitty gritty. The whole Liam thing. I've not really been in it because I don't care. You know what I mean? And what by I don't care, everyone knows where I stand. Online grassing is online grassing. Yeah. There's no fucking grey area. Yeah. If you're going on X and going, that's Team YouTube, I don't care who you're doing it. Liam's doing it, it's bang out of order. Then Anna goes to at Team YouTube and says, hey, can you strike Liam's channel because he's striking everyone else? Yes, he's bang out of order, but you've just turned yourself into an online grass because you're grassing on him, and you're going to get him taken off the board. So there's no difference to me. Grassing is grassing.
No, well, I think there is a difference. Shout out to Paula Sarch in the chat. Good to see you, bro. I think there's a difference because they're Liam is going to take down, like, for example, he's going on this huge crash out right now, and he's striking Katie's channel, right? Maybe you guys don't know who that is, and it's not really relevant, in this context, because what we're talking about is right and wrong. If the strikes on YouTube exist, if somebody does, steals your content or breaks terms of service, you can't just go strike somebody willy-nilly, like in order to be like, I don't like what you said, so I'm going to strike you. You can't do that. That's against the rules. And what happens is you end up losing your channel. But, if Liam's going out there and he's striking Katie did or whatever, because he doesn't like what she's saying and he thinks that she's bullying him, that's not his right to strike her. It's going to come back on him. If he struck her wrongly, he's going to lose his channel. And I think it's okay for people like Anna to say, hey, Team YouTube, you better look at this. This guy's going around saying he's going to strike all these people. He's been told by Frog Tony how to do it. And now he's going out and doing it because his IQ is that of like molasses or whatever. What are your thoughts on that, James?
But it's the quality of the people that you surround yourself with. Yeah. If you surround yourselves with shitheads, if you surround yourself with snakes, eventually this is going to rear its ugly head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like not something I want to be involved in or fucking wade in. I've told you how I feel. I'm like open book. I don't fucking block anyone online. I don't mute them. They can say what they want to do. In the chat, I've got I could block people. I don't care. You're entitled to say what you want. You can like me, not like me. You're indifferent towards me. And it's the same with striking channels. I say, don't go after people's channels. Don't go after people's money. Everyone, don't do it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's the way I stand on it. Everyone knows that I'm like there's no gray area with me. I'm like, don't do it. Leave people alone. Let them run their channel. Let them earn their money. If people want to clip out things, clip me and make me look good, make me look bad, whatever. I don't fucking care. I've said what I've said.
Right.
You can make it look like interpret it differently, but it's still the same words at the end of the day. I'm not worried about that. I think, you just got to go with the flow. Once you're online and you're like loose and you're saying stuff, you should be free to, operate and earn. And I think a lot of these people are very petty. They're very feminine. They're very womanly. I mean, Liam's made a rod for his own back because he's that personality. When I look at him, he's a guy that can dish it out but can't take it.
Yeah.
He has a very volatile personality, but he also has the emotions of a woman, like a highly strung woman.
Yeah.
He doesn't really know how to deal with it. You know what I mean? When it comes back to him, he wants to be liked, but no one likes him because of his conduct. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. When you're online, not everyone likes you. And that's just life.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, exactly. The online game is not a game of masculinity. The online game is a game of femininity. Really, it's just a feminine space. It's a tit for tat, stab you in the back, all that kind of bullshit. Very few people are the loyal types, and you have to watch out for that.
It's a game of survival.
Yeah.
Really is. It's just survival of the fittest. You've got to be strong mentally.
Yeah,
because eventually people are going to come for you.
Yeah, well, you have to have impulse control. I think that's a big part of it too. Like James, you mentioned it earlier. When different people came for you, you didn't respond. You basically suffocated the air out of their combustion. So they went away because they couldn't get any kind of rise out of you. They couldn't poke you. I know I had that happen to me too. Like when what's his name, Ethan Ralph, tried to get at me. I was just like, bro, who cares?
Well, he fucked up, didn't he? He posted all your pictures of when you were looking at your best.
Yeah, and then he's basically
you were doing your modeling. You had a fucking 8-pack, and Ray's a really good cook.
Yeah,
Ray's a really good cook, but he's a terrible artist.
Yeah,
which he's not, but he's a really good cook. Yeah. And you posted a picture looking with an 8-pack, looking amazing. I mean, we're not exactly dealing with geniuses here, are
No,
they?
no. Well,
You know, it's not. It's more like IQ denser instead of IQ mensa. I mean, we're just not dealing with the best of the best.
yeah,
Because, like you said, you know, if you were like most people have got successful jobs, living successful lives. If you're online, it's a bit different, isn't it? You're
yes,
trying to find like a second life, a different avenue.
yes. You're trying to find something else, and so everybody who's online has been filtered. You know what I'm saying? You're on the outskirts. You know, you're on the outliers. You know, you woke up. You're looking for something more. But also, when you're doing this online game like you and I are doing, you know, the key is it's just like when we were kids. And did you ever play this game like you tried to get somebody's goat? Have you heard that phrase? It's a colloquialism here in America.
It's like winding someone up, is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. And so, like, we would always joke and around our friend groups, "Oh, I'm trying to get your goat," or we would make fun of them once we wound them up. We say, "Oh, I got your goat. I got your goat." And basically, for somebody to get your goat, you have to give it to them. You know what I'm saying, James? You have to
Yeah.
consent. You have to let them get under your skin. If you say, "Oh, I know what you're doing. You're trying to get under my skin. I'm not going to let you do that," then you'll be okay. But like so many of these people don't have that ability. They like for example, Liam. It seems like everything gets under his skin. Frog Tony, things get under his skin. If they could just have a good laugh and go on, then they'd be part of the guys, bro. They'd be part of the group. But they can't. They have to be special boys. They have to cry about it. They have to appeal to authority. Mama, YouTube, make him stop. Make her stop. And,
Yeah.
and that's bullshit, bro. That's bullshit. And so, you know, if I had any advice to give to people, I'd say don't let them get your goat. Don't submit. And when you submit, you've actually let them win. You've given them the trophy. Don't do that. Force Mommy in the chat, she says, growing up with a brother teaches you how to ignore it. That's 100%
Yeah.
true. That's why it's so important that women have a good masculine influences as they grow up. Good brothers, good father, uncle, cousins, whatever. So they know how men work. We got Riley in the chat. He says this has been Operation Quicksand, day 40. And, you know, Riley's great at this. Riley gets under people's skin perfectly. He's got a gift for it.
You can't deny it. He's an
No.
irritating little fucker, isn't he? You know, you
Yeah.
can't deny it.
Yeah.
He's a fucking white rapper. He's a fucking agent provocateur. He's like a chaos agent. He's fucking everywhere. He's pulling strings, you know. It's a guy like that. And when I see a guy like that, I'm like, I don't come into it like, I look at him physically, I look at him and I underestimate him. This is what everyone does with Riley. And I say this to anyone, they fucking underestimate him. They look at him, they think, yeah, this guy, he's out of shape. He doesn't know what he's fucking doing.
Yeah.
I've seen it when they go to him, they just go, yeah, you're fat. Or, yeah, Mint left you.
Yeah.
But do you see him crying? He's out there on the front lines doing what he's always done, and he don't give a fuck. It's very hard to beat a guy who doesn't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
And me and Riley have kind of got that in common,
Yeah.
but we do it very differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're different styles, but we're the same thing. I don't give a fuck. Riley doesn't give a fuck.
Well-
And I can respect that. We don't always agree on everything. I know we don't,
Well,
because we don't always agree on the comic book stuff.
Yeah.
But I still respect that the way he goes about his business,
Right.
because he doesn't mope, he doesn't cry. He picks himself up by his bootstraps and he gets back in the ring. You know, you knock this fucker down and he's always going to get up. He's like Rocky.
Yeah.
He's like a Rocky guy.
You're right. Shout out to Admit, or Adam Nitz in the chat. He says, "What's up, beautiful birds? Congrats on Palace's European title, James."
Thank you, my man. This is the guy we need in the chat.
Yeah,
Congratulating Palace on the Conference League.
Let's go. He says,
I can't wait. We're going to have a parade after we get back from the World Cup.
Yeah.
I think he's a Mexican fan, isn't he? He's like Mexico.
Could be.
I think.
Yeah,
I think he's a Mexican guy.
He says, "Sub to you guys, credit of merch." Well, you know, we're big merch guys over here, so
yeah, I'm a merch guy, man.
Shout out
I
to
was
the
sad,
Juice joke,
I was worried about him last night. I was like, he was going in and out. He seemed a bit down. I was like, man.
We'll talk about that in a second. I got one more point to make is that, you know, with somebody like Riley can attest to this. You know, it's like he's going out there poking people, but first you have to drink your own poison. You know what I'm saying, James? You have to drink your own poison and then become immune to it, so that your own tools can't be used against you. Like, I don't get these motherfuckers who go out there and try to poke people, and then all of a sudden they fall prey to the very same devices that they're using on other people. Isn't that insane?
When I think about that, I think of the people like Frog Tony. I think of Liam. They stand out. You know, and it's a funny thing because if you told them this, they would look at you and go, "Yeah, well, look where I am, and look where I've been, and look where you are. I've
Yeah.
sold comic books. I've got this subs. I've got this views. Yeah, but you're not cut out for this life.
Yeah.
You know, it's like some people are not cut out to be a criminal. Some people are not cut out to be the mafia. Some people are not cut out to be a professional athlete. They don't have the discipline. Some people are not cut out to be carpenters or builders. You know, do manual labor because they haven't got like the structure or the inbuilt discipline to do that job every single day for the rest of their life. And they're not cut out for the internet because they're weak people.
No, you're
Literally,
100%
they
right.
will break. They will go to all the different social groups. They will burn down friendships. I mean, they've been friends. I've seen Riley on stream with Frog Tony, and then when it all went south, he sided with fucking Mint, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then they were all
That was
attacking Riley.
crazy.
It's
That was
like
crazy.
these people that nothing works out in their head, right? If you fuck someone, right, guaranteed you're gonna get fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like all the people that were suddenly they went from Comicsgate to Rippaverse. You know what I mean? And then they were like attacking Ethan and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's gonna fucking come around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're floating around to all these groups,
Yeah.
and they're gonna like burn you as well when they've got no use for you. Look at all the people that used to attack Mint and Riley, and then suddenly turned up in her chat because now she was useful to attack Riley. So we'll turn up in her chat and we'll egg her on and we'll egg Sean on and we'll talk mad shit about Riley. You know what I mean? And these were the people that were calling her a piss whore.
Yeah.
And suddenly she's accepting them in her chat and playing nice with them after they tried to ruin her life and call her a piss whore when she was with Riley. These people have got no character. They've got no morals. They've got no backbone. They're like a fucking jellyfish floating around all over the place.
Yeah,
you can't use people like that. You can't trust them. You can't work with them.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating, and I think this happens in real life too. It's just online you can kind of track it. You can see who said what. You can go back. You can look at the logs. You can look at the history. You can see who's in whose chat room, who's siding with who's egging who on. And I think it really does show what there's two groups of human nature. You know, the parasite class and then the creative class. You know, the creative class is loyalty. It has ability to work together. Riley just said moral relativism. Yeah, it's a difference between moral relativism and moral absolution. The creative class has these absolutes. We have a code that we live by, right? Whereas the
look at me, look at my life.
Yeah.
D-Wag makes my life an absolute fucking misery. Yeah, I spend every single day of my life begging him to come back to the stream because I miss him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's the kind of guy I am.
Yeah. And then the other group will do anything to get the clout or whatever their drug of choice is, you know, and they'll burn bridges down to do it, and it's just disgusting. We're gonna have a little announcement, people. Starting next Saturday. Okay. I think FOMO's still in the chat. Next Saturday, we're going to have a Love Boat, a show called The Love Boat. We're going to do it this time on Saturdays. We're going to have FOMO on, and we're going to talk about relationships. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're also possibly have a fourth rotating female. We'll see how that goes. But I'm really excited about it, and we'll talk about relationships. So be sure to tune in for that. It's going to be
send me your credentials in my DMs so I can
James.
Check if you're
FOMO,
check if you're up to
and a rotating fourth. So I'm really looking forward to that. Along the lines of like, I don't know if you guys we'll have like maybe just we'll see how it goes. I'm working on the structure of the show right now, all the way from Dr. Laura kind of stuff. I don't know if you guys ever listened to Dr. Laura back in the day. I fucking loved listening to that stuff, bro. Hearing about all this kind of craziness. And now that we got the advent of the internet with these chat rooms, we could really see the nature of people's relationships. And of course, we'll talk about love and we'll talk about all that good stuff, but also this crazy shit that we're talking about right now. About what makes somebody a soft man versus a hard man? How do some people become hard men? And why do some people stay soft? I mean, do you have any ideas about that? What are your thoughts on that?
For me, I think it's life experiences and discipline. You get life experiences from obviously how you live your life and the teachings of your family and your parents, and then you develop a discipline. Now, it can go one or two ways, It's always how you deal with like adversity. You're always going to have adversity throughout your life until you die. And it's how you deal with it. And the people that can dust themselves off, get back up, and continue to take the punches throughout their life, because there's always going to be someone above you. There's always going to be someone telling you what to do. There's always going to be obstacles in your path to get what you want out of life. And you're either going to have to stand your ground and fight, or you're going to walk away and just, you're never going to recover from that. If you if you take a beating in life, you have to fucking get back up and give a beating back twice as hard.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. It's like life is a struggle. It's always been a struggle. It always will be a struggle. And it's even more of a struggle, it seems, in our generation. We seem to it's like that Sopranos analogy where he said, I've come in at the end. The best is over. That's how I generally feel. But I'm not like moping about it. I'm not crying about it. I'm here with you. I'm trying to carve out something else. We haven't had it easy, have we?
No.
We haven't had it easy. I thought we were going to go through the fucking gears, and we were going to be going into the summer, we were going to be sailing. But we keep turning up. We keep doing the work. We keep fighting, and eventually we're going to catch a break. Yeah. And you got to buy the lottery ticket. You've got to be in it to win it. That's the way I see it. Keep fighting. Keep dusting yourself off. Develop a hard shell. Develop a discipline, and don't turn into one of those people online that blames other people for their failures and then lashes out, then starts attacking. And instead of becoming someone who wants to raise other people up, you turn into someone that wants to drag everyone down because you didn't get the break, or you didn't get the job, or you didn't get the win.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it.
I think that's a good take on it. We got Schnauzer Max. Shout out to you, bro. He says blood circulation. Forest Mommy in the chat. She says the grossest people who just float around even after people have hurt them, but it's like they're too shallow to see it. Yeah. When I think about what's a differentiator, or what differentiates strong people from weak people or whatever, I think it has a lot to do with the ego associated to the identity, or the ego associated to the production of your work. I think that's the difference. I think we're all born as children, and then at some point we develop an ego as we get older, 10, 11, 12, 13, and it's associated with our identity, with who we are. And so any kind of attack on our beliefs or our work or anything like that is an attack on ourselves and our identity. And basically, it's an imminent threat, When you attack somebody's identity, and if you shatter that identity, they're going to have a mental breakdown. So we look at it like it's this, this threat that bro, I have to go fucking balls to the wall to defend this, Rawr. You said my artwork was terrible, Ralph. Rawr. I have to unleash all hell on you and call you all the names and try to hurt you as much as I can to get you to stop. Okay. And I think that's soft people. Soft people are like that. Stronger people that have disassociated their ego from their identity, they separate it. It's like they had an awakening, an epiphany at some point, James, and they thought, you know what? I am valid in who I am no matter what I do. I am quality. I am worth it just because I was born, just because I'm on earth. And then they set up their own value, and they're able to supply themselves with their own sense of value. It's not linked outside anymore. It comes from within. It's like a fresh a wellspring of water from within your own heart that says, I'm good, bro. I'm gonna work my hardest. I'm gonna give my effort. I'm just like everybody else out here. I'm gonna make it. Okay. And then what you do then is you connect your ego not to your identity anymore, but to your product, right? So I'm making all these paintings, right? At first they're all shit. Okay, but I don't feel bad. I just think, okay, I need to do 10 paintings a week, 10 paintings a week. And I feel good about the fact that I accomplished that goal. And if I keep doing that, over time, the paintings will improve. But you see, my identity was never, it was never challenged, right? I never entered that, oh my God, that flight or fight mode where I'm going to come after you if you say I'm a bad artist. Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to do with my identity. I'm still valid as a human being. I'm still worth it. And I can still go throughout life and enjoy things despite the fact that if my art is great or if it's not great. I think that's the difference. And I think as men go on, then they're able to eat shit sandwiches. And the more shit sandwiches men eat, and by shit sandwich, I don't really mean literal shit, people. Come on. I mean, when we get kicked in the nuts, I don't really mean literally kicked in the nuts, people. I just mean you have bad experiences. You learn
I've
from
had one of
those.
those two things happen to me. Guess which one?
I'm gonna guess kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, I got fucking kicked in the nuts.
Yeah. But if when you go through that, then that's what makes you a strong man. What are your thoughts on that, James? And what happened when you got kicked in the nuts, bro?
I got kicked in the nuts by a fucking bird when I was younger,
Of
like in
course you
primary
did.
school.
Of course you did.
This bird just come up to me, right, and she kneed me in the nuts, and it was the worst fucking pain I'd ever imagined. I was rolling around on the floor going like this. Could you imagine the embarrassment in primary school of getting kneed in the nuts
Well,
by a
how
bird?
old were
And
you?
it was like, oh, I don't know, it was like seven, something like that, seven
Oh
or eight,
man,
six or
yeah.
seven or eight. And can you imagine it? Like, she wasn't even like, when you one of the attractive ones that you're with, that you fancy when you're in primary school, one of the cute girls, and you're like, it was one of the fat, ugly ones that just done me. So a massive old knee just literally destroyed me.
Yeah.
It's probably why it never grew to the size it should have grown to. You know what I mean? She stunted its growth in its prime.
Yeah, we got Nacho in the chat. Shout out to Nacho. He says an ostrich kicked you in the nuts. What the hell, bro?
Yeah.
Pat says we've all been kicked in the nuts. That's facts right there. King Yeti says he
I
got.
think so. I think it's good if you can like. I've got a huge ego, but like I've parked my ego with regards to this because like I could have been like gone off, done my own thing. Maybe it would have been good, maybe it would have been bad. But I saw that the best thing for me and us was to be like a co-guy,
Yeah.
like a support guy to what we're doing here. And I'm like, Ray's the captain of the ship. Ray's going to lead this, and I'm going to support him.
Yeah.
And for someone who's got an ego the size of a planet like me, you would think it was hard, but it wasn't because you're my pal, you're my mate, and I know it's the best direction for you, me, and us.
Yeah.
And I could do that easily, and
Yeah.
I could park my ego. So that was a test for me, and it wasn't even a problem
Yeah.
because you can tell when something's going to be good.
Yeah.
It may take a while, but we're going to do it and we're going to crack it. And
Yeah.
we're better together than we are apart. Me going off and doing whatever and having some success or no success or moderate success.
No, you're right.
So yeah, but it's hard online because take Liam, because we're talking about Liam. He has an ego the size of a planet. Now I don't know if it's warranted, but when Ethan gave him that review of Dino King, there was the redemption arc, wasn't it? And he came back into the fold. So there's a man who's been given an opportunity, a man who's been given a second chance, a man to re-enter Comicsgate, do the streams, do the rounds, start getting in that money pool again. Everything's been washed clean for him. But he's got that personality that's combustible. And eventually, it may take weeks, it may take months, it may take years, but he's going to break down again.
Yeah.
And he broke down again. And now he's on the outs.
Yeah.
And he's become a figure of fun yet again.
Yeah.
And, that's the thing I try to avoid. I try to avoid being a figure of fun online.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just try to come on, be straight, be me. I'm the same online as I am offline. And I just try to present myself in a way that people don't have to like it and they don't even have to respect it, but they can watch it and go, yeah, he has a few good points sometimes. He's still a bit of an arsehole, but he has a few good points.
No, I agree with you, James, 100%. I think and I think everybody though should, basically be made fun of at some point.
Yeah, it's funny.
It
makes me
normal.
laugh.
Like if you're in a guy group, and only one guy gets made fun of, that's called, torture. The guy group, everybody should have get made fun of, like you bust balls or whatever, but then you don't keep doing it. You move on. And if somebody can't get made fun of, they got an issue. They need to do a little bit of soul searching and figure out what's going on. Shout out to Tank Ferret in the chat. He says, good afternoon to all you magnificent bastards and basterettes. Smash the like button. Be careful, James. That's dangerously close to common sense. Yeah, James got a little bit of common sense.
We do it with love, don't we? We do it with love.
Yeah.
Everything we do is with love, with the bands, with the chat with us, you and me, fucking John. D-Wag's always on my ass. It's funny, and we do it behind the scenes as well. We send each other shit and have a laugh. I don't take myself too seriously, you know what I mean? And I know you don't, but you're working hard. But it doesn't mean you're not working hard. It doesn't mean you're not producing. We're just trying to provide an entertaining show, doing it the best way we can. Because I watch a lot of shows, and this is why I like Mersh. I make no mistake. You know what I mean? I don't want anything from Mersh in return, but I do want to go into his chat and say, hey, mate, I love what you're doing. I think you're really good at it. And I know that because I know I couldn't do it. I couldn't do what you do the way you do it. You know, I can't, you know, when we stream, I'm not like a mini Mersh. You know, I don't have what he has to do the content that he does, because it would drive me nuts to sit through it.
Yeah.
But he goes through it. He has a laugh. He's got great banter with the chat. There's humor there. And he takes something that's car crash and
Yeah.
makes it entertaining for a couple, 2, 3 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know I couldn't get a tune out of Karmic. I couldn't get a tune out of fucking all the people that he watches, like Ralph and all that. It's just, I couldn't do it. You know, I know my limitations, but he does it to a T, and I love watching it. It's like at the end of the night, it's like this little comedy routine and a nice little stress relief before I go to sleep.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. And, you know, and I think that also you have to provide a way for people to return to the group. One of the other things that I talk about often is this concept of excommunication, you know, like shunning people, like casting them out. You know, who decides that? How come people can't work their way back in? And when I look at online groups, and we've talked about this, James, that's the primary weapon used, is that like, we're going to shun this guy. We're going to kick him out. We're going to get rid of him. We're going to, cut him out of the whole group because he didn't like her, or he said some mean words about whatever. I don't know if you guys watch Charleston White, but I'm a big fan of Charleston White, and I agree with what he says. Everything online is basically fooling around. It's entertainment, bro. Don't take none of the words seriously. I'm going to say some stuff about whomever, whatever I said. Like we had a go at Anna the Star Wars girl the other day, but bro, I'm sure she's a great person. I mean, don't get it twisted. We were just talking about the character or her persona that she puts online. It's like Liam. I'm sure. I don't know, man. Liam might be merging the two together. He might be putting together, his online persona with his real identity. I don't know, but if maybe he's like a gentleman that wears a suit and a tie everywhere when he's not on stream, and he pretends to be this Australian guy. Maybe he's really English, James. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I want to fight you, John Della Rose.
Yeah.
I want to fight you in the golden ring, John Della Rose. Get in the ring with me. That's funny.
Yeah.
That is a funny bit. That video, what's it, Mr. Yanafui?
Yeah.
That's funny. It's a funny bit. A stocky Australian ginger guy, the angry ginger, wearing a suit when it's fucking balls deep hot.
Yeah.
Fucking going around wanting to come to America to fight John Della Rose, a very tiny Christian nationalist or fake Christian nationalist in the ring. That's funny. You know what I mean? That's entertainment. That's the Liam I think people want to see,
right?
Not the Liam that takes himself too seriously. And I think the thing with Anna that really annoyed me, the fact that she was like having a pop at Mersh and dressing like a parody of Mersh and kicking him about fucking ice dance. So what are we? What are we, fucking children or something? Who cares? You know what I mean? They make out like that's a big deal. And I said this, it's like everyone who's ever been in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, fiance, you get cheated on. Fucking, I'm not sitting here and going, I've never been cheated on. I fucking have.
Yeah.
We all have.
Yeah.
That's what happens. And the people that take the piss are the ones that have never been in relationships or had girlfriends or had boyfriends, have been engaged, who've been married, because then you would have experienced it because you experienced it through life. And they use that as a fucking weapon of war. And then she was going on how she hates all clippers. But then she goes, oh, I like Katie did. Who's a fucking clipper? So you can't be like that. You either hate all clippers. You can't have an exception because Katie did clips you in a nice way. She's your clipper, so you like her, but you hate all the other clippers that clip you in a less flattering way. You're either all in or you're not in. You have to take the rough with the smooth. I'm sure eventually, as we grow bigger, there's going to be a clipper who hates me, who's going to do clips to make me look like a massive arsehole. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to give a shit. I'm going to completely ignore it, let them make their money. Good luck to you. That's how I deal with it.
I agree with you on that one, James. And I think that the thing that annoyed me is that, when you come online, everybody should have the same rules, okay? The internet dictates those rules, all right? If trolls are going to come for you, that's going to happen. You got to handle them. You don't go out striking people's channels because of that. You don't cry about it, whatever. You can turn it to entertainment, whatever. But I don't want certain people to say, hey, that's below the belt. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing this. Don't be doing that. They
make up the rules, don't they, as they go along? These people are hypocrites.
Well, that's what I mean.
It's like they don't live by a set standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, they do not live by a set standard. There isn't like a code of ethics.
Yeah,
There isn't like an online code of ethics that we all adhere to. Some people that go, they'll be like, striking's really bad, right? But then these people will be massive fucking doxers.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like Ralph will bitch and moan about internet etiquette. The guy's a fucking doxer.
yeah,
You know what I mean? The guy strikes channels. The guy goes after people when he's got his load on and he's angry.
yeah.
You know what I mean? He lashes out. And these people do. They never, like, there's no standard that these people live by. You either live by a code, live by a standard, whether it's an online standard or a standard in your life, or you fucking don't. There's no, like, you can be in one day and out the other.
Well, I think
And like you said, I think,
yeah, I was gonna say, I go on, James. Sorry to interrupt you.
no, you finished, right? Because you had a good thought, but I just wanted to jump in.
Well, I was gonna say no. That I think that's the thing that irritates me is that when I see people, living by one set of rules today and then the next set of rules tomorrow, and I think that's kind of what irritates me. They want to be treated special, and you see a lot of people online that want to be treated special, and if they build up a big enough audience, they're able to do that. They're able to use their audience as a little bubble and create their own rules within their little bubble. And you know what we call that, James? We call that a cult. That's what a cult is. But
Yeah.
Cult of
Well, look
personality.
what Portring did. Portring came in, didn't he? With the Ethan Van Skyvers of this world. He came in, was it 2016? He was nothing, and then he became a something, right? And he used to preach, didn't he? He preached this credo, this ethos, this anti-Hollywood, this this fight back culture. And as soon as he got big and he could put weight on people and he could squash people, he lashed out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Strike this guy, strike that guy. Fucking anyone who goes against me, he was grassing them up. So he basically had a code, but that code disappeared when it was used against him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's right. I agree.
And now where is he?
Yeah,
He's got no one.
I agree. We got Tank Ferret in the chat. Shout out to you, Tank. He says, guys have been constantly testing each other for hundreds of thousands of years. It's how we keep sharp and are not eaten by cave bears. It's also how we establish a chain of command, a pecking order in the absence of an established one. Yeah, I agree with that. He says he's mostly the same in real life as he is on off, except when he's typing, he has a typing filter. No, I agree. A lot of times, when I first got online, bro, I got to, you get that rush, right? The first time you're online, you're on Twitter, you're in the YouTube, and somebody says something, you're like, oh my god, motherfucker, I'm gonna get you. Then you're like, wait a minute, what am I doing? It's like
You have to check yourself.
Yeah, you have to calm down. You have to breathe it out. You have to do the woo-saw, like Martin's character. Woo-saw, rub the ears on Bad Boys, and you got to calm down and realize, wow, they just got my goat and they didn't even know it. And so you have to develop a little bit more of that the impulse control and keep your emotions in check and kind of set up this barrier so that when you go online, it's all entertainment, bro. And we need that kind of entertainment. I want to see the hypocrites. I want to see these people doing stupid stuff because I want to be like, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. I want to do that. And I want to say, can you believe people live like this? And then, you turn around and you see the people are the same as the Kim Kardashians or the famous people, who think that they have a separate set of rules because now they're rich and famous and they're powerful and they don't have to live by the same rules. Well, guess what, motherfucker? Everybody has to live by the same rules because we all die at the end of the day. We all die at the end of the day, bitches. Ain't nobody gonna go and transcend to heaven and not die. So that's what I say to that, James. Your thoughts?
Do you remember that one guy when the whole comic skate and Rippaverse thing kicked off, and he was an absolute diehard Rippaverse fan? I think his name was Enlightened Fan.
Yeah.
And he was the ultimate terminally online guy. I remember I clicked on a YouTube video, right? And I think it was like a pro or positive Ethan Van Skyver video. And I just watched a bit of it and I saw that he made a comment, right? And for my own curiosity, I went back half an hour later to check the same video. And do you know what I found?
What?
Every person who posted a comment he had replied to to defend Eric July and defend the Ripperverse. It's like he was a knight of the round table and he was like Lancelot defending King Arthur. And then by the time, like after 24 hours, I went back out of curiosity again, and he'd replied and sent messages on YouTube totaling 150 in 24 hours.
Well,
where he was just replying to everyone to defend the online guy that he'd fallen in love with. He had literally fallen in love slavishly with Eric July and the Ripperverse brand, that he was going into every video, every person on X, and basically fucking defending Eric July like it was his life's blood. It was like the thing he was meant to do with his life. And I thought, you poor sad bastard. And I think someone showed a photo of him when he went to a meetup, and he was this sad, fat, white, middle-aged guy. He was probably younger than me, which is so bad. He was probably like in his early 40s, not his mid-40s.
Yeah.
And I just looked at him and I thought, you sad bastard. You know what I mean? I couldn't imagine if anyone did that for me or did that for you. I'd be like, it's really nice, but shouldn't you be having some?
No, I wouldn't want it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want somebody to defend me all the time. You know, just let it go. It's just the way of social order. Shout out to Gray Cloudy Day. He says, "Hail Ray Ray and James." Shout out to you, bro. Hope you're having a great day.
He's a great guy, Gray Cloudy Day. He does his religious stuff.
Yeah.
He's talking about alcoholism.
Yeah.
He's talking about a positive way of living.
Yeah.
He's doing really good stuff, so you should follow that man. He's a great guy.
Yeah, give Gray Cloudy Day a follow. He says he got a mystery box with 20 comics in it. He's excited. Yeah, bro. Do whatever you can do to make yourself excited.
Do a review stream. You should do a stream back.
Yeah, facts, bro. We got Tank Ferret says, Enlightened Fan is a character. Yeah, that motherfucker is a character. But
he's crazy, isn't he? Can you imagine it?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy could literally, what does he say when he's around his family?
I don't know.
I take it he's got family, his mother, his father, his brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever. It's like, wife?
Yeah.
It's like, what have you been doing all day? Have you been going to work? No, I've been online defending Eric July, who doesn't give a fuck about me.
Yeah.
He just takes my money and goes, give me your money.
Well, James, have you ever dated a girl who sent you 30 or 40 texts in one day? If your phone was off or whatever, she just called you, texted you, wouldn't leave you alone.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it.
You turn your phone on, and all of a sudden it goes bling, 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 bling. And before you know it, you have 100 texts and 40 phone calls. Your voice box is full now. Have you ever dated somebody like that?
Yeah, I've dated obsessive women. Yeah. And it never turns out well.
No.
It always turns out really bad.
Yeah.
Really, really bad.
Yeah.
Because they love you so much. I think she was the one that cheated on me. She loved me so much and she was so obsessed about me. She said, I thought you were going to cheat on me, so I cheated on you first. So you couldn't hurt me. And it's like, well, is that love?
No, it's not. And plus, she's lying, James. She's lying. It's all about power and control. And what I've noticed is when women like this can't control you, they invent reasons to sabotage you and to try to hurt you. And if you don't, coalesce with that, then they bounce out of your life and find some other person to parasite off of.
That's what I don't understand about Ice Dancer. You know what I mean? She was about to go on a cruise with Mersh, wasn't she?
Yeah. Well, the thing is you have to consider. Tank Ferret in the chat says these guys think they're the main character, but they're not even the plucky comic relief, and that's so true, bro. That's so true. The thing about Ice Dancer is that she wasn't going for the relationship. She was in it under a different motivation. There was something else that got her panties wet. It wasn't the relationship. It wasn't love. So you have to ask yourself the question, what was it? Then if you start to look at her history, okay, you look at the history, you see that she was with Schizo Sean first, I don't know before that. With Schizo Sean for a little bit. Then she went to Ethan Ralph for a little bit. And then she went to Mersh, and she was with Mersh for a little while. Now she's going on to Scampoli. So she gets her panties wet when she gets a little bit of clout and when she gets a new guy to give her that attention. So she's really interested.
It's like a fix, isn't it? It's like a drug fix.
It's a drug. 100% it's a drug. Professor Grass says, they really like you. Yeah, talking about the crazy bitches. Yeah. Tank says he had a bird like that. It went on a 4-day backpacking trip and came back to hundreds of messages. Bro, that is not what a man wants, man. I'm telling you, women like that are insane. I mean, I'm not going to lie. They're great in bed. right? James was the crazy bitch great in bed?
Yeah, she was.
See?
You can't deny it. You can't deny it because it's like it's all the movies, like you see in the movies. Their passion burns so fucking bright.
They're
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying? It's like it's ravenous.
Yeah.
It's ravenous. There's biting. You know what I mean? There's fucking
And you
everything you
got
can imagine.
three
There's
fingers,
fingers up bum holes.
three
It's
fingers. Yeah.
great. Yeah, exactly. Rolls over and goes to sleep. That you have to be cold psycho, don't you?
Yeah.
You have to be like cold psycho to like shove three fingers up someone's ass. Don't say anything, then just roll over and go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then I'm standing. I'm like this.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
So we're not going to talk about the fact that you just violated my butthole.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Well,
nah.
did she at least wash her hand afterwards or no?
No, she didn't. She just went to sleep.
Oh shit, bro. So she woke up.
Could
with
you
a
imagine
dirty
how
hand?
bad it would have been if she'd have sniffed her fingers? That would have just killed it for me.
I don't know. Maybe she liked that kind of thing. Maybe she wanted to
I don't
suck
know,
on him
man.
for a little bit. You know, got that A to M kind of thing going on. Gross. Seesaw SoCal in the chat says the goal was Mersh. Yeah, it could have been. I think she was. Ice stair stepped. You know, basically monkey branched or what is who called it a whopper hopper? That was a good one. I like that.
She was a cancer in the chat, though. Absolute cancer.
Yeah. Tank Ferret says the crazy ones are fun in the sack, but it's never worth it in the long run. Yeah, Tank. Here's the crazy thing, right? So you're fucking them. You're having a good time in the bedroom, but then you have to go to a family reunion or a wedding, and you bring her with you, and she fucking destroys, embarrasses you in front of the family, destroys the environment, gets fucking smashed or does coke or whatever the hell she does, and takes advantage. And that's kind of what they get off on. That's the crazy shit that they get off on, James, is like fucking embarrassing you. Did that bird ever embarrass you in front of like a group of people, your friends or your family or anything like that?
Yeah. Do you want to know what? Do you want to know? It's a really good story, right? So I like that. I like that. My favorite bar in Eastbourne was BN21.
Yeah.
So I'm in BN21 with my friend Dan, and we're sitting there with a group of guys and girls, and in walks said girl.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And she sees me, right? And we're in a relationship, and she sees that I'm with all my pals and I'm with all the girls, right?
Yeah.
And she completely ignores me, and she walks over to these two blokes.
Yeah.
And she sits down with them, and they get her a drink. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And then Dan goes, you're going to have to do or say something. And I said, no shit, arsehole. But like, it's pretty annoying. And then the girls are going like, oh, it's not looking good, James. You're going to have to go over there and say something. And I'm like, all right. So I walk over there and I said, what the fuck is going on here? And she said, well, what does it look like? I'm with this guy and that's his friend. And like, I'm standing there, right, with my tail between my legs. And I'm like, where's all my fucking pals now? They're over there. And I'm like, I shouldn't have telling me to go walk over there. And I look like a fucking arsehole.
Yeah.
So I'm standing there, right. And I'm like, oh, fuck this, mate. So I just walk back and I sit there. And then later on, right, it wasn't him who was the arsehole. It was his mate who was a real fucking gozer. And like, it come to the end of the night and I was just like sauced. I was proper in the beer. I was moody, angry. And then it was just me and Dan. All the girls had gone. And Dan's just standing there and he goes, that guy's going to come over. And I said, I wish you'd shut the fuck up. You've been useless tonight, mate, as a wingman. Just shut the fuck up.
Dan, you
right?
let me down, Dan. What the hell?
He said, you told me to go over there. I look like an arsehole. Now you're telling me they'd come over. And they're not coming over there, are they, to shake me hand? And look at the state of me. I said, I can barely put two fucking legs in front of the other.
Yeah.
And they come over and the geezer goes, look, I didn't know. You know what I mean? I didn't know. She didn't tell me she was with someone. Yes, we've had sex. And I think she's going to like go with me. And I'm like, fuck this, dude. I'm like, I don't want to hear this. This is proper embarrassing for me. I said, in front of me, pals and all this. And he goes, look, I don't. And then he goes, yeah. This other guy starts mouthing off. So I chin him. I just nut him. I nut the mate.
Knocked him out
and then
like
but I'm so pissed, right? When I nutted him, I kind of flopped forwards,
Yeah.
and then I'm falling on the floor. And Dan's just standing there while the other guy's he's like wailing in on me. And I'm like, are you actually going to do anything? And he goes, all right then. And then he finally gets fucking involved. But he was totally useless the whole fucking night. I'm getting wailed on. Like, it's like, this is the thing, innit? It's like, you have to defend yourself. It's totally embarrassing in that situation because you walk over there and you know what's coming, but you still have to do it because you have to get the finality of it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to like show face.
Yeah.
And it was just it was one of the most mortifying, embarrassing things, especially because it's my local and
Yeah.
everyone knows me,
Everybody
and
knows
they
you,
now
bro.
know that I've been. I took a couple of months off from the BN21 after that.
Yeah, yeah.
I went to like the other wine bars, Townhouse and Slater,
Oh
where they didn't
God.
see my humiliation.
Yeah. So did you break up
So it's
with her?
never that bad. There's always someone worse than you. Like
Yeah.
I think Mercer's handled it pretty well.
I think so too.
Obviously, you weren't in fine fell last night, but he's got nothing to be ashamed about because he didn't do anything wrong. He's
Yeah.
the guy that got screwed over.
Now, no, did you break up with her then and there? Did you guys have a little
I
bit?
think she broke up with me, well and truly. She did it deliberately, didn't she, to
Yeah,
rub
she
it in
did.
my
Yeah,
face, kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah,
Make me look and do it in a public place. They always do it in a public place, don't they? So
yeah,
there's like no messy conversation.
yeah,
They've done it out in the open in a crowded room where you can't really do anything.
yeah.
And then I drunkenly did something at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
end of the night. But it was more like when it was a headbutt, you imagine it in your head, right? It's like cracking someone like that and
Yeah.
you hit them on the bridge of the nose.
Oh, is that
It
what you
was more
did?
like a flip. It was more like a flop forward, and I got more nose than I got like forehead.
Oh yeah. Well, you can break a
I'm like
motherfucker's
squirming
nose
full
doing
because
that.
and then
Yeah.
Dan finally gets involved after I've taken about 5 or 6 punches to
Yeah.
the guts.
Well, we'll talk about your best fight here in a second. Shout out to Mr. Jeeky in the chat. Let's give him a little round of applause, Mr. Jeeky. He was at a graduation yesterday. How'd the graduation go? Did you see any twerkers or anything like that? Jeeky's out there. He's getting a rental. I wonder what he's doing. Maybe he's going to go boating or go on an RV or camping or something. Let us know about the graduation. Was it all contained? Did everybody act well? And where are you going on a rental, bro? Let me know.
Was there a lot of those black women? Because I know the black women are kind of doing a lot of dancing, aren't they? And the men are flashing the old. Have you seen that at graduations?
Yeah.
Black people.
Well, that's what I was saying. Mr. Jeeky said yesterday he was he had to go to a graduation, and I was like, well, congratulations to whoever the graduate is. But let me know if you see any twerking or any fighting. And he's going to keep me posted. So I'm anxious to hear about that. James, all right. I know you probably have a good fight story. I got a few good fight stories. I haven't been in many fights.
You go first. Come on. Let people hear from me. You go first.
I haven't been in many fights. Okay, I'll go first. But I've always been like I played baseball my whole life, bro. Used to fucking play 3 seasons of baseball. We played summer ball. We played spring ball. We played. Oh shit! We got a new tip from someone. Going on vacation in a week, they say. Shout out to you, bro. Let's fucking go. Buy yourself a couple shots while I'm gone. Thank you, someone. Let's fucking go. I appreciate that. Throwing $50 down on us just like that. He slaps his fucking dick on the table and says, have $50. Have a couple of shots on me. I appreciate that, bro. Let's fucking go. And where are you going on vacation? Hope you had I think that's from Mr. Jeeky. Hope you have a great vacation, bro. Let me know, man, where you're gonna go. Anyway, so I've been always athletic or whatever they want to say, right? Surfing, playing baseball, all that kind of stuff. I ate, breathed, sleep, ate baseball like until I was out of college. Basically, I did it all the time, and I surfed too. But baseball was my life. I was going to camps. I was that was Mr. Jeeky. He says he doesn't know why it didn't put his name in the Let's Fucking Go. He also says there were 0 fights. There are only 2 girls that could have twerked, but they didn't. That means there was only about 2 black girls. All right, James, say something real quick. I think maybe I tried to fix the audio yesterday. Are you back? No, okay. I think you might be a little frozen. Say something one more time, James. Oh no, you're still frozen. Okay, I got it. So let me fix that audio. I did a whole reinstall of a new operating system last night, so I got that. I thought maybe that would fix it. No, I'll fix it. But it was me this time that it kind of went on. So okay. So all right, I think you're back now, James. Yeah, I think you're back.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're back. Okay.
Sweet.
Mr. Jeeky says he's going to Texas, Little India. I want to see if he can find more Indians than Mexicans. Bro, please report back. I am so anxious to hear how Texas has been taken over by the Indians. Ever since I saw the Tyler Oliveira video on YouTube, please report back. I'm dying to hear about it.
Could you imagine Indians in a Stetson doing country music in 10 years' time?
Yeah, it's going to happen.
It will be a hybrid. They're going to merge Bollywood and country music into some weird amalgamation.
Yeah. Oh, bro, it's going to be terrible. We got Tank Ferret in the chat. He says he worked as a bouncer for years, and my favorite bars are some of the lowest places. I've seen and participated in some hilarious scuffles, but the best hand-to-hand stories I have start with this one time in Baghdad. Okay, so they're the military guys. Yeah, let's go. All right, people. So, you know, I also did judo, I did jujitsu, all that good stuff. So, anyway, I'm in San Francisco, okay, and I'm working this job and I'm working down in the financial district, okay. I'm living up in the Richmond. So, if for people who don't know, you got to take it's only a couple miles away, but once you go into the city, you take the bus in the city. If you're taking express bus, it only takes you like about 30 minutes. If you take a regular bus, it could take you an hour and 20 minutes, right, to get all the stops, because the fucking buses in San Francisco stop every goddamn block, bro. I swear to God. And so anyway, so I would take with me when I went to work, I would take with me my whole bag, my gym bag filled with my gym stuff, my gym shoes, and I would go to the gym down there. I would go to an Equinox down there in the financial districts of San Francisco. If you guys know it, you know it. I think it's down on I forget where it's at. I worked on Sansom, so I think it's down. I forget one of the main streets down there. Anyway, so I'm going down there. I go to work. I go to the gym after work. So this time it's like maybe 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, something like that. So my brother's down there. He hits me up. He says, "Bro, come on over to this club in North Beach or whatever. We're gonna bar hop." And if you guys don't know anything about San Francisco used to be great. It had a bar. It had like a bar every 5 feet. You couldn't throw a rock without hitting a new bar, bro. And the bars had all kinds of different themes. It was fantastic. Some were really nice. Some were shit. Some were Chinese. Some were mixologist. Some were these epic bars. Like there's this one in the bottom of the basement of the Fremont Hotel that was a tiki lounge. They went all out. It's beautiful. And all the bars have themes. They're all different, crazy. They all have the different drinks and all this kind of stuff. So basically, someone like you, James, and me, we would love it because we could go from bar to bar, meet different groups of people, bar hop, have appetizers, and like it really is it's a happy hour place, bro. It really is a happy hour place. It's somewhere like New York or one of these big cities where there is a big happy hour culture. And basically, people would go out and basically have happy hour from the time they got off work, which is 5:36 to about 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. Then maybe they'd go to dinner and go home. Because once you're in the city, you stay in the city. Then when you leave, you go back to like the suburbs or wherever, and you don't come back to the city after that, obviously, because it takes a long time. There's no parking at all in San Francisco. All right. So then we're going. I meet up with them. We go to this bar. I'm carrying my gym bag, of course. I'm not happy about that. But what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna fucking leave it on the bus or whatever. And so I got my gym bag. Then we end up having a couple drinks. Then we all go out to this club. It was fantastic. Different clubs, and we were in the nice part of San Francisco, the Richie Rich part. And over there on the, it's built upon a trash. I forget the name of it, but it has a whole bunch of really cool bars over there. There's one bar called the Brixton that we went to. There's other nightclubs over there. It's really cool. And so the night's getting long. I'm carrying my bag. We're going into these clubs. We're drinking, whatever. And we're with all these girls or whatever. And so the night is maybe about midnight or something like that. We walk out. We're getting ready to leave. Okay. So it's me and my brother. We had broken off from the group. We were going to leave. We were going to go back home or whatever, go to sleep. And we walk outside. And when we're outside, there's this vendor, this hot dog vendor. It's this little tiny Mexican lady. I mean, hell, she was probably Guatemalan. Guatemalans are the short, Latin people. She was very short. And she had this big, range or this big grill of hot dogs wrapped in bacon. And then she was grilling the onions and the peppers next to them. And I was like, bro, we got to get one of those. Those look great. So we both get one. And, we're getting ready. We're ordering our hot dog or whatever from the lady. And this girl comes from behind, and she's dressed in her club attire. She's got her, her club dress on, the mini skirt and all this kind of stuff. And she's hammered, bro. And she's about like, she's short. She's maybe, I don't know, like 4'6" or something like that, 4'5". She's like, this tall. And so she like bumps into me, bumps into my brother, pushes us out of the way, starts yelling at the Mexican lady. And I'm just like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch, right? And so like me and my brother kind of try to squeeze her out to kind of block the Mexican lady. But she goes around us and she starts yelling at the Mexican lady again. Like, and I'm like, yo, go easy on the lady, bro. She's making our hot dogs. And of course, the lady has a whole bunch of hot dogs, right? The vendor, she's got a ton of hot dogs that she's grilling up right there. And so I'm like, yo, I go, turn it down a notch, man. And then right when I say that, her friend comes up to me and, don't you tell my friend how to talk. Don't you try to mansplain her how to talk. And I'm just like, whoa, bro. And so like I kind of like softly push them back like this because they're like in my face. Well, not really because they're short, right? They're like little hobbits. They're like yelling up at me. And they're in their, they're in their skin tight mini skirts. They got their tits popping out, right? And all that good stuff, No complaints here, James. I'm loving that shit. No complaints here, right? So I'm like, okay. So I kind of push them back, and I turn back around, and I go back to ordering the getting the food, getting my hot dog or whatever. I'm thinking, it's over, and whatever. You bump into people all the time. Nothing ever happens, right? So then, I get this little tap on the back of my shoulder. And this time it's a guy. I don't even know that they're together, but they were together. I turn around and he's like, hey. I'm like, I thought maybe I knew him. I'm like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? And he's like, hey. And I was like, yo, what? And my brother turns around, and my brother's more street smart than I am. And my brother's also, he's like 6'3". He's a big guy. He's done Muay Thai, all that kind of stuff. He's very athletic as well. And so my brother turns around and looks at him, gives him the look like, what the fuck's this all about? And so I'm like, yo, what's going on, dog? He's like, you don't treat women the way that you just treated this woman. And I was just like, bruh. I
knew San Francisco was gay.
San Francisco, yeah. And it was this guy. He had he's a muscular guy. He had his shirt all unbuttoned, his collared shirt. Had his chesticles out, as we say.
Puffing out.
He's all puffing out like that. And I was just like,
a peacock.
I was like, bro, I ain't trying to, have any friction. I'm just trying to get my hot dog and go home, bro. I want to eat my fucking hot dog. And he's like, you need to issue an apology to my fiance. Well, he didn't say fiance. I added that. He said, you need to tell her you're sorry. And I was like, the fuck I will. And so then her friend comes around and starts going, you can't talk to women that way. Blah, blah, blah. And like they're hammered. The girls are sloshed. I look back at the guy. I go, hey, bro. I go, the bitches are like sloshed. Okay. I go, are these your women? He's all, nobody owns women. And I'm like, oh my God. I go, are these your bitches? Because I'm a very like, you guys know how I am, right? I'm like, are these your bitches? Yeah, I'm happy. And he goes, they are not bitches and all this kind of stuff. And he said, yes, but they're with us. And then another guy steps forward, and I'm like, oh man, what the fuck? So, and they're both my height, 5'11", whatever, 6 foot tall. But my brother's 6'3", almost 6'4". He's a tall guy, and he's big too. He lifts weights as well. And so I look up at my brother. I'm like, give him this look like, what the fuck is these bitches doing? So my brother, he slaps the hot dog out of my hand on the ground. I'm like heartbroken. I'm like, my hot dog. And he grabs one of the guys and he pushes him back into the other guy against the wall. And then they fall on the ground because they weren't ready for it, right? And then I like stiff arm the girl in her chest back, and she falls down on the ground too. And then then my brother says, "Yo, let's go. I'm not ready to get in a fight out here in North Beach." And I'm like, "Okay, facts. Let's get the fuck out of here." Okay. So then me and my brother, they're on the ground and they're like causing a commotion. So my brother and I, we start walking up the hills of San Francisco towards Market. Okay, we're gonna go and try to find a bus or whatever. And at that time, I wore rings. I had a couple of rings on. And so we're walking up the hill, right? And we get like 5 or 6 blocks and like we're away from all the commotion, okay? We're away from all the people and all this kind of stuff. And there's nobody around. We're in the subdivisions now, and we're trekking to try to get to a main street to get a bus, okay? So we could like go back to the Richmond, go back to our apartment and chill. And I got these guys. My brother turns around, and these guys, the 2 guys were following us, James. You know what I'm saying? And one guy was tall, one guy was short. And so they're following us. And so, like, we stop on one side of the street, and there's this big curb. and they're on the other side of the street walking towards us. And my brother says, hey, you guys stay over there on your side of the street. And the guy says, no, we need to have a talk. We need to have words, okay? And at this time, I think I'm in like my maybe low 30s or whatever. And like these guys were like in their low 20s or something like that, right? And he's like, we need to retrieve the honor of our women. He didn't say it like that, but that's what he meant. He said, no, we need to have a word with you guys. You guys can't treat women like that. And then my brother goes like, well, you guys can talk to us from over there on your side of the street. We'll stay on our side of the street. Say what you want to say. And then I was like, yeah. Say what you want to say. Yeah, do that. And I'm still mad because I lost my hot dog with my peppers and shit, man. My mouth was watering. I was salivating. I was ready to get that hot dog with them peppers, with them onions, with that garlic. I'm still crying about it today, James. So anyway, so my brother's standing there. I'm standing there. I got my gym bag still. I got my a hoodie like this on, you know. And bro, at that time I was really ripped. I was shredded, dog. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I'm not ripped right now by any means of the stretch of imagination. But at that time, I was probably walking around about like 185, like 11% body fat kind of thing. I was just fucking ripped because I was fucking doing the whole workout drinks, the pre-workout, you know, doing the protein shakes, doing the, you know, maybe 6 days a week at the gym. You know, I had like fucking.
That's why you wanted that hot dog so badly.
Yeah, I was starving. I wanted that fucking hot dog. So anyway, so the guy says, no, we're coming over. We're going to talk to you. My brother says, don't. And so they do, though. They start walking to us, right? And I'm just like, oh, shit. And my brother, he hits the bag out of my hand because I'm like, I wasn't aware at this point. I was just like, why do these guys want to talk to us? Why do they want to talk to us? And my brother was like, bro, they don't want to talk. They want to fight. I was like, they want to fight? Why do they want to fight? You know? And so he like hits my bag out of my hand and I drop the bag. I was talking to my brother. I was like, there's no way these motherfuckers want to fight, bro. There's no way. It's so unfair. They're going to get the fucking snot beat out of them. And my brother goes, no. They want to fight. They want to fight. And so they walk up to us, and like my brother, the curb we're standing on is a good 6 inches of curb. And so these guys are standing on the street. We're standing up on the curb. You know, the guys are looking up at him, and it makes my brother like 6 foot, 6'8" or 6'9" at this point. He's looking down.
He's a Zaid guy now. Fucking hell. I'm
like, no, there's no way these guys want to fight us, bro. And so this guy, the main guy, is talking to my brother. He's taller. He's like 6'1" or whatever. The other guy's only like, you know, he's like 5'6" or 5'7". He's not a tall guy at all. And so I'm thinking, there's no way these guys want to fight. So the guy starts talking to my brother, and then I see him look back at the other guy, and I'm like, oh shit, it's going down. It's going to happen. So he looks back at the other guy and then tries to sucker punch my brother. And as he, like, I read it like I was a linebacker coming off the fucking end. As soon as he looked back, I knew that the ball had been snapped, and I fucking put my shoulder down and I drove into that motherfucker. He swings his arm up like a sucker punch. He looks back, he says something, and he tries to sucker punch my brother. And he hits my brother with a glancing blow just as I put my shoulder right into his solar plex like this, right here, into the solar plex. I do a double leg takedown. I sweep both of his legs with my hands, pull his double leg takedown. He goes down flat. His back is flat on the motherfucking ground. Then what I do is I wrap his left arm around my arm. I put my left knee on this, right there on the fucking sternum, and I just beat the fuck out of him with my right arm as he's laying back down on the concrete. And I beat him so fucking bloody that my brother has to say, because I lost track of time, James. I saw red right there. I'm going to say I was still a little bit drunk right there, James. I was. And I beat the shit out of this guy. And my brother, he calls my name out. He says, Ray. And I was just like, it snapped me out of something. Because I was just like, I was focused on trying to get the most efficient punches as possible.
And he's just like paced on the floor.
I was holding him up by his arm. I had my knee in his sternum, and he wasn't going nowhere. And I was putting his head. What's up, Grass? Shout out to you, bro. I was putting his head into that fucking concrete, dog. And then my brother calls. He says, yo, Ray. And so I'm like, shit, my brother must need help. So I jump up, bro, like I'm Wolverine coming up fucking out of that fucking goo. I jump up like Wolverine. I'm like, roar, like this. My hat like is flying off. My shoes have flown off by this time, and I'm looking, and I see my brother. He's got this little short guy in a rear naked chokehold, and he's going to him like this. He's like, "Is this what you wanted? Is this what you guys came up here for? Is this why you guys came up here? We told you could have fucking gotten away with it. You could have told the women that you beat our ass and no confrontation, but no, you had to come up here." So he's giving him this like mob mentality kind of dressing down. He's talking down to him.
He's giving him a verbal beating.
Giving him yeah, he's tongue lashing this guy. And meanwhile, his buddy stands up. His buddy stands up and then he walks a couple of times and then does a full face plant into the concrete. Okay. He stands up again and then he blows out his teeth. His teeth come out this time. Okay. It wasn't me. I didn't knock his teeth out. He face planted into the concrete and knocked his teeth out, bro. And my brother, when he saw that, my brother's eyes got wide and he said, he dropped that other little short guy and he said, "Let's get the fuck out of here." And then we fucking hightailed it up the fucking hill and went on to safety. We found a cab. We jumped in a cab straight away. And there was already a crowd of like 30 or 40 people that had gathered around us at that time. And, one of those situations where you hear sirens in the background coming your way. And I was like, bro, there's no way we're going to come out of this looking good. So we got the fuck out of there. But that was one of my better fights. Grass, we're talking about fights right now. Think about.
I bet your Grass has had a few, drug feuds and all that. I bet he's had loads.
Yeah. Grass has had a fight or two in his day. But Grass will come to you in a second. James, what about some of your fights? Have you had a banger fight?
The craziest one I had was when I was sharing a house, and there was me, there was Chris with a K, there was Joe Jarvis, who was my best mate, there was Tom, and there was another geezer that I didn't really know. I think his name was Sean. He was only there a brief time. And what happened was we did potatoes because we all wanted to go out on the lash, go to the clubs, but we lived a ways away, so someone had to drive. So we would do 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. And Chris, he was the unlucky guy. But he was the one who had a steady girlfriend. He had a girlfriend called Nikki, so she came along. So it wasn't too bad. He's got a girl, he's got a car, he's going to do the driving. So we go to the club. I get absolutely hammered. No one has any success. So we're coming back, and I'm just absolutely drunk. And he's playing Elvis, right? And I'm drunk, right? And I just start flagging off Elvis, right? Yeah. And this is how irrational people can be sometimes when they haven't been able to go out and socialise properly and have a drink, a bit snarky. And I just go, yeah, he was a fucking drug addict, he was a fat loser. LD, he wasted his talent. He was just eating fucking burgers, you know what I mean? This guy, he was never nothing else. He didn't write his own songs. Yeah. He was a bit of a nonce. I was just saying all this weird shit. And Chris loved Elvis because his dad loved Elvis. So he wasn't just the king to him, he was everything. So this fucking guy stops the car, right? And fucking kicks me out with about 3 miles before we get back to the house that we're staying in, that we're renting. Yeah. And it's like, not like there's fucking main roads everywhere. This is country roads. So I've got to fucking walk basically in the road, no street lighting, cars coming from both ways, and I'm battered. And no one stayed with me. They all just fucked off. Yeah. So when I got back, I was so fucking angry. I went charging up the stairs. He locked the door. So I booted the fucking door down, told his girlfriend that she was a cunt. And then I dragged him out of the bed by his ankles and just kept banging his head on the floor. So everything hit. Yeah. And then Joe comes from behind me and he grabs me by the throat and tries to put me in a choke. So I butt his head backwards and crack his nose. Then he spins round and fucking drives me down a flight of stairs where I smash like down the back, like nearly hit my head. And then unbeknownst to us, his girlfriend had gone downstairs and pulled out a fucking blade. And she was waving a fucking kitchen knife around, right? And then everyone just immediately sobered up. So we all got our licks in. And then I got back up and Chris took a little cheap shot and smacked me one. So we all got a bit, I got Jarvis on the back of the head. I got Chris a bit. He punched me on the nose. And then his crazy girlfriend was waggling around a fucking knife like she was going to cut everyone to pieces. And that's friends. Yeah. Isn't it weird when you got drink and you got a bit of anger how your friends can suddenly like it can break down. You're friends your whole fucking life, and then one moment you ain't friends no more.
So did you guys make up the next day? Were you guys good to go?
Nah, what happened was we like next day I woke up right and I thought it was going to all blow over, but Chris was being shitty about it. And me and Chris never talked again. He went back to his parents. He left immediately. We never spoke again. Me and Jarvis remained friends for a while, but you know, distance, our life went in a different direction. You know, and then like I don't know what happened to Tom, but like that was kind of the catalyst of us breaking up. You know, that fight, you couldn't go back after that.
Yeah.
I was just like fucking instinct of a woman to pick up a fucking carving knife and start waggling it around like it's nothing. I hate it when people do that. Three blokes are having a fight and crazy girlfriend introduces a carving knife.
Yeah, girls are like gasoline to a fire, 100%. No doubt about that. Professor Grass, welcome to the stream, bro. How you doing, dog?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
How's the Saturday going? I saw you were playing some of that Mouse to the Howler.
Oh, that shit was fun.
Yeah, that looked good last night, bro. I was watching.
Is that the game we were talking about?
Yeah, that's the game. Yeah. That was pretty good. Grass, have you ever been in a fight, or what's your best fight, or
okay? So I've been in about like 3 fights. Believe it or not, whenever you're fucking 6'4" and like 200 plus pounds throughout high school, people don't tend to fuck with you much.
No, Grass is 6'4" and 250 pounds of all muscle.
Jesus.
I call it American steel because it's not real steel, you know, like
we got FOMO in the chat. She says, shout out to Grass, bro. Let's fucking go.
Hey, Miss FOMO, how you doing?
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, like fucking my best fight I think I've been in was one that I actually had lost, but it was a fight for fun.
Yeah.
My brother and his friends all were boxing. They were just like getting drunk and boxing. And they were like, yo, you want to come in on this? And I'm like, fuck it, I'll try.
Yeah, for sure.
And my brother's friend, he fucking rocked me, man. But I fucking dodged once. Got him good on the chin one time before he fucking hooked me with the left hook and dropped me. Oh. But they got me up. They were like, oh, don't tell mom and dad. Wow. I'm like, it's all good. And I was dizzy for a little bit, but it was all good.
Well, that's pretty
good.
Yeah,
dude, fucking people don't usually tend to fuck with me unless it's like something fun like that, you know?
Yeah, it's hard to tell how tall and how big somebody is online, but yeah, 6'4", 250 American steel. Nobody's gonna mess with that, Grass. Yeah.
Really, not really. Like fucking high school, I almost got in a fight because this little midget albino dude liked Pokemon. And I was like, dude, yeah, I like Pokemon too. And they were giving him shit about it. I was like, why don't you guys piss off?
Yeah.
And then they just fucked off. Like all 3 of them fucked off. I was like, okay, good. We ain't gotta fuck with this then.
Did you ever do the boxing again after that or no?
I just did it for fun here and there. I like doing the speed bag, see how fast I can get it going, but like I don't really do it much. Most of the workout I do is like fucking around the house kind of shit.
Yeah, bro, boxing is so difficult. James, have you tried to do the boxing thing?
Yeah, speed bag. It's like it's technical, man. It's like when you think about something like Floyd Mayweather Jr. If you think about, he started so young and he honed his craft. That's why I always laugh about the people that get into it later in life that do celebrity boxing and misfits boxing and all that. And you watch it and it's like, you know why it's rigged? Because it's really hard just to do a proper fight.
Yeah.
You're gonna get gassed out really early. Yeah. You don't have the cardio. Your arms and legs are gonna feel like lead weights, and you're just gonna get fucking knocked out. This is why I was always amused by Aaron and his white lies, because it's like, okay, guy, you go down the gym, you hit the bag, you do a bit of sparring. There's no need to elaborate and say that you're the coach. They would never make you a coach. Coach of what?
Never reclassed.
How can you be a coach when you're not technically gifted enough to be a coach? You don't know the nuance of boxing. You don't know how to pace yourself. You're just a guy that likes to go down there and hit a bag, and that's good. You know, just leave it as that. But he's always got to be with the white lies. If you notice that anytime he streams, he's always bigger and better than everyone else. It's kind of like slightly hard to believe.
Yeah.
And everyone online always wants to go, yeah, the bit that got me, it wasn't the boxing, it's when people started going, we'll have an MMA fight. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah, retarded, bro, retarded.
You want to get fucking choked out? You want to get a knee to the face?
Yeah, shout out to Ebi in the chat. We're talking about boxing, Ebi.
He would know. Yeah. Ebi would know.
Ebi's a trainer. He knows all about this. Boxing is difficult. Even having the weight of those gloves for longer than 2 minutes, your arms burn, bro.
I was going to say, just having the gloves on kind of fuck you you up a little bit while you're running around trying to running around, dodging and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, and even proper,
I didn't know how bad it was until I fucking did it.
well, even proper footwork is so crucial, and like the conservation of energy with the pattern.
My shit was backyard shit, man. Like that's why it was don't tell mom and dad. It was just backyard shit, gravel and whatnot.
yeah. You got to watch out for that. But no, I tried to do the box. I tried with the neighborhood guys. I tried the boxing thing, and they had the big 11-ounce gloves or whatever. And I was a kid, bro. I never did it again. That's why I went more the judo route. And then I
should have done the old timey boxing remember when they used to punch like that, punch upwards.
Yeah. Mr. Jiki says, why box? Why not some sort of strongman competition? I'm sure you, Grass. I'm sure you and the crew. I mean, I know I did with my friends and my brother. We always had strongman we had all kinds of competitions, man.
You had slap fights, didn't you? Slap fight.
Yeah, we had that. That's everything. Everything was a competition around, guys. Grass?
Yeah, man, we had bloody knuckles growing up. You ever do that?
Oh yeah, we did the bloody knuckles thing where you punch each other. Yeah, we did all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you hit the tips of your knuckles. Oh fuck, that hurts.
Yeah. We had the, you ever play the circle game with the, below the waist, and then you like get free shots on the other guy. You ever play that game?
Yep, in the hallways.
Oh, we played that at school all the time on the baseball team. We were like a gang that ran around playing that game. Like if you, the game is for people who don't know. If you have a circle, you have to put it with your hand like this, and then it has to be below your waist. And if you hold it and people look at it in your group, then you get a free hit on them until they do something. Or basically how the rule goes. Like you could set the rule like everybody gets one free hit, or everybody can beat the shit out of you until you touch like the chalkboard or something like that. Or you get.
Ours was slightly different.
Well, how was yours, Grass?
Ours was the same circle thing, the same circle game, but that means you're gay, so you get nut tapped.
Oh yeah, we did the whole nut tap thing too.
Yeah.
That was we did that in with the towels and with the locker room and the back of the hand though. Is that what you guys did? The back of the hand?
Yeah, fucking back of the hand while you're walking by. If you they get caught, you fucking bap them.
Oh yeah, we did all that shit all the time too, bro. And that's what was fun though about fucking being in high school, bro. Is that like we had all these games going on, and they went on the entire day. Like you'd be walking from class to class, and like some guy out of nowhere would fucking give you a shot. And you're like, motherfucker, yep. Or you would wait for somebody and give them a shot, bro. It's so much
go to
fun.
math, god damn it.
Yeah. Or you'd be in class and your teacher has to go out into the hall, and then all of a sudden, fucking, it's going down.
Dead arm, you get dead arm.
Yeah. And that was
fucking dead arms too, yeah.
Bro. That was so much fun. That's what guys do, bro. That's fun shit, man.
Yeah, we all did grab penis. Do you remember that game where we all did grab penis?
Yeah.
I fucking seen people doing that, and I was like, no, pass me on that one.
What's this game, grab penis? What are you talking about, James? Yeah. No, there's this thing, though, but they do have something like that called the elephant walk when you're getting hazed or initiated in fraternities. You guys heard about this thing?
Nah.
Yeah, you guys all get naked, and then you have to hold the dick of the guy behind you or something like that.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's fucking
like a really
weird,
gay
bro.
fucking conga line.
I've even heard even further than that. Sometimes you have to put your finger in the butthole of the guy in front of you.
Oh no!
Yeah, some weird shit going around. I opted out.
Don't
of
go to
that.
college, kids.
Yeah, I opted out of that crap, bro. I'm not into that. Ebi in the chat, he says, in my case, my dad was the one who would randomly assault me at home, and we start sparring. Yeah, Ebi's dad is a famous kickboxer, and he learned he was kickboxing in Brussels, and then he opened his own kickboxing gym in Spain where Ebi lives, and it's a very famous gym. So his dad is world renowned. He's met all kinds of the famous people, so they all know. Like of that generation, like, Van Damme and all those guys, even though Van Damme was a dancer, he really wasn't a kickboxer, but he knows all the
Rico Verhoeven, didn't he? Yeah, he kind of outboxed Usyk, which is bizarre to me. I don't even fucking understand it. And he was a K1 kickboxer, wasn't he?
Yeah. Or Crow Cop. What about Mirko Crow Cop? He was a K1 guy for a while. He was fantastic. I remember that. Tank Ferret says he doesn't have skin on his knuckles anymore, just leather. I've been at this for 40 plus years. Bro, that's what makes a hard man, right? So to bring it back into full circle as we wrap it up here in a little bit, guys. Grass, earlier we were talking about what makes what's the separator from soft men and hard men? Do you want to give your take on that? What makes a man hard?
That's an interesting topic and question, because it's like you start off, everybody starts soft. You're a baby, babies are the softest thing known to man.
Facts.
And then you kind of, as a man, you as a boy, you kind of do some shit. You get into some shit. You fucking, climb a tree. You fall off. You fucking break your arm playing basketball or football or whatever the fuck. You get into shit.
Yeah.
And eventually you start to try to like mitigate the damage that you're taking on, but still do the fun stuff, like
good point.
Well, like we're trying to blow shit up, but not die, you know, like we're fucking men. That's what men do. That's why I like watching cool man shit whenever I do my show. Sometimes I bring up some fucking dudes leveraging a huge ass rock on the side of a cliffside,
guy
fucking
stuff
to get it into the water. Let's fucking go, dude. That's man shit.
Yeah.
No group of women are gonna toss a rock in the water. Why would they?
They're more hot dog in a hallway, but you go on.
Gross. But dude, yeah, like it's weird because all trials and tribulations will always cause hard men, but you can't be too hard.
Yeah.
Because like having a daughter, I'm starting to learn that you gotta be soft sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's weird. I'm usually the hard guy because there's a lot of shit I had to do or whatnot.
Sure.
But like now you got to be a little bit softer, you know, like, and that's a God thing too, where he's hardening and softening people's hearts.
Yeah.
It's just a real thing.
And basically that's what women want. They want this hard, like pit bull bulldog, that's Care Bear in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Women want to feel like they have the ear of the king. They want you to be that king, that righteous arm of justice that reaches down from heaven and calls down the thunder.
Let's be honest here. It's just because the fact that women don't know what they want.
That's true.
They just don't.
That's true. But the women don't know what they want, but they're sure happy when you give them something that they love. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, it's that thing you keep bringing up is instead of the woman being like, oh, where do you want to go? I don't know. And starts fucking tossing it up for 2 hours. Just be like, I got a fucking place for you tonight.
Yeah.
We're going. And it's going to be the fucking best.
Yeah.
And
then the bedroom.
Oh my God. They get to thinking. And then exactly, James, you just bring it back to the bedroom.
Yeah.
And then they're like, wait, I thought we're going out to eat.
No, you're right. Tank in the chat, he makes a good point. He says he's a gentleman, a genteel man, one might say. He says real power comes from control, and that's 100%
restraint.
true.
Yeah, restraint. I mean, you could do it and you could use it, but you don't use it.
Impulse control. That's right. And so, if you want to become powerful, I would say, give advice to any people on the internet, Liam included. Develop impulse control. Then you can develop real power. That's what's important. You don't give away the goat. We were talking about getting your goat. Was that a saying where you were at, Grass? Oh, I got your goat. Did you guys ever hear that, Grass?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have to develop this leather composure, this thick, leather skin, so nobody could get your goat, man.
Man. You don't let them know that you fucking got affected by whatever the fuck they said, especially not on the internet.
Especially not on the internet.
You fucking idiots, listen up.
Yeah.
No idiot on the internet. I'm censoring myself because I know you're on YouTube.
Yeah.
Should be fucking on the internet using this idiot technology because none of it matters.
Right.
None of it matters at all. And all of you are stupid for using it. And I'm stupid for using it, but at least I admit it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ebi sums it up brilliantly. He really crystallizes it. He says, it sounds cliche, but you can't master others until you master yourself. And well said from somebody who's
and you can't masturbate others until you masturbate yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
You gotta be a pro at it, duh.
Ebi is the Mr. Miyagi over there of kickboxing, so he's like wax on, wax off,
stuff.
Master yourself. Then
he's a proper guy, isn't he? He's a proper man's man. I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it when he posts these videos of beating the shit out of a bag. It's good.
Yeah, yeah. Restraint. Tank in the chat says restraint is counterforce. Control is non, and if one studies enough, they can dial it to 11. Control is, I think, maybe 10, and if one is a 0, I'm not sure exactly what you meant by the non part. But restraint is counterforce. Control is a non something, and if one studies enough, they can get that dial to 11. I agree with that. I'm not exactly sure what the non meant. Tank, if you want to clarify. Oh, knob, not non. Okay. Control is a knob, and if one studies enough, they can dial it to 11. Yeah, you're 100% right with that. You know, you can't run around at 10s and 11s all the time, but you pick your spot.
You end up like Liam, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Fucking
you
hell.
like Liam, but
wanting to fight kangaroos and shit.
Yeah, facts, bro.
You're not going to be number one fucking guy of the year fucking just out the gate. It takes time, study, fucking planning, and just inner focus.
100%.
Like knowing who the fuck you are.
Yeah. And you can't even be the number one guy of the year, most likely ever, but maybe you can be the number one guy of the moment. And that's all one can hope for.
Just have fun doing it.
Yeah. There you go. Win for yourself, and then through that you can share it with others, and maybe they win too. That's what it's all about. But we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Grass, thanks for popping on. What's your final thoughts? So I know we covered a lot. How's that video game? And where can people find you? I know I watched you streaming the Green Pill last night and had a good time watching you play. Drop me some info, bro.
Yeah, man. Just Professor Grass, like everywhere on everything, just about, like, unless it's Odyssey. I have one, but don't follow that.
Yeah, don't follow that one. Yeah.
Fucking everywhere else though, like YouTube, X, Twitter, fucking whatever the fuck it's called, Twitch, Rumble, definitely Rumble. I've been doing these pirate grass radio streams where I just listen to music videos and get people that are viewing actually dropping their suggestions. And it's been a whole fucking blast seeing a bunch of people just suggest a wild ass music videos.
Yeah, I love that, bro. I'm loving the interaction. I think when you get the chat involved, it makes it so much more fun and enjoyable for everybody. So I liked it, and I've been loving your video game streams. And don't mess with Grass. He's 250 pounds of American steel and muscle. Right. That's right. So go give him a follow.
That's like a steel with 2 E's, so you know it's American and fake.
It's not. It's not the EA. He's not stealing anything. He's got steel, people. James, what are your final thoughts as we wrap this up? We covered a lot of topics today. We had a good time. What are you thinking?
Great stream, great chat, great bants. Good to see the prof again. It's always good to see you. And I'm looking forward to the new format next Saturday. Should be fun. Always a pleasure streaming with FOMO. I know she likes streaming with an attractive man like me, so obviously the pleasure is all hers. But yeah, and I think we'll have a good time with the chat. And everyone enjoy your weekend. I hope you have a good one, whatever you're doing. And I shall see you all on Wednesday.
Yeah, everybody go follow James Domenico Graben on X and follow James Domenico Graben 41 on YouTube. He does a lot of 5-minute videos talking about a wide range of things. Right now he's taking his shirt off, getting a little bit of summer sun, having a good time out there. Next Saturday, we're going to have fun with FOMO. FOMO's going to be on, and we're going to have the show, we're going to call it The Love Boat, okay? We're going to talk about relationship shit, okay, people? So make sure you guys tune in for that. I don't know if you noticed or not, but today I did the multi-stream on X as well. So we got that going. I saw Professor Grass doing that last night, and I said, hell, let me figure out how to do that. Let me do some of that shit.
Homie just opened up the studio. It has the fucking multi-stream, so you could just do it to fucking everything.
No, fire. I was doing it on OBS. I got it going on OBS.
No, yeah, you do the RTMP on OBS, and then bam, fucking do the restream through the Rumble Studio.
Okay,
you get paid eventually.
Oh yeah, I'll have to do that. I'll have to set that up. Might as well. I'm doing multi-stream now as it is. Might as well do that. I installed a new operating system and a new OBS upgrade. But you know what? We still had that glitch, Grass. We still had it today.
Are you fucking kidding?
So I don't know what's going on with that. I'll have to do a deep dive into that and figure that out. But everybody, thank you guys for coming out today. We had a blast. We really kicked some ass, had fun, just talking about fights. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope it reminded you guys of some of that fun stuff, the nostalgia, maybe your first fight or second fight, of all that good stuff too. I don't know what just happened.
You know what Elton John said, Saturday night's all right for fighting, so go and have a fight tonight.
Yeah, Saturday night's all right. So everybody get out there, have a blast, have a good time, kick some ass, people. Thanks for stopping by. You guys are beautiful. Let's fucking go. Bye.